Why is my ex stringing me along, and what to do to regain control? My name is Coach Adrian, and thank you for supporting Love Advice TV. Our goal is to provide you with cutting edge, the latest insights on our research and in our coachings with individuals trying to repair a broken relationship. And working with clients just like you, I know that many of you find yourself in situations where you feel like your ex is stringing you along. So they're being hot and cold. They're being wishy-washy. And sometimes you feel like they're doing just enough to keep you on the hook or to send you positive signals, only to then pull away. And you feel frustrated and you want to know why and what you can do to regain control. And so I really wanted to record this video because of a couple of coaching sessions that I've had in the last week, where two clients in particular were starting to be taken for granted. And I wanted to make sure that the advice that they got, the guidance that they were able to leverage, was also accessible to all of you, no matter where you are in the world. In the two situations that my clients faced, their ex were stringing them along because they still cared. And in some ways, they wanted the validation of those two individuals, one being a man, one being a woman. Ultimately, that's probably a good thing, that your ex still cares. They want to pretend like it's over, that they're sure, but at the same time, their actions are showing otherwise, that they may have doubts in some ways. And when you're with someone for such a long time, oftentimes you tend to start to focus only on the negative quality traits or attributes that your partner displays. It is a lot easier to fall into fault finding, blaming the other partner for your insecurities, rather than to have the emotional discipline and maturity to take a step back and to actively try to take control of your emotional destiny and to take control of living a life that you're happy and proud of. And so the euphoria of the actual breakup or separation enables them to feel like they have made the right decision, but at the same time, they still care. They still miss you, and they are afraid that you are going to move on. And so that is why I see in a lot of cases, exes start to do certain things that you perceive as positive signals. They're flirting, they're engaging with you, but they don't want you to be the one to take steps towards them first. Or I shouldn't say they don't want you to, they want you to, but they don't respond positively when things are happening on your terms and not on theirs. Now, I have seen cases also where an ex is stringing you along because they are used to certain patterns and certain habits over many months or many years. And so they may call you babe, or they may reach out to you for help with some administrative task, something that they can do themselves, not because they want to connect with you, not because they're sending you a positive signal that they're ready to get back together, but because they are used to doing so. And when you live together, when you work together, when you have children together, many times you have to be confronted to these types of dynamics that may seem confusing. And so it's very important that you take a step back and that you set healthy boundaries to make sure that you are not triggered and to make sure that you can take back control. In a lot of cases, your ex just also simply doesn't want you to move on. And when they start to get insecure, when they feel like perhaps you're no longer as desperate to be with them and to seek their attention and validation, they will start to do things to string you along. And as you know, if you've been following our philosophy, you know that in many cases, it is not black or white. You are in gray areas. So even though an ex doesn't want to be with you, they still have feelings for you. Even though an ex may be angry and disappointed, they may still love you. And quite often you're in a situation where the ex's head and the ex's heart are saying contradictory things, because clearly they still have these feelings for you, but at the same time, they don't believe that you guys can be happy together. And that's why what you may perceive as being strung along is just them being confused. And so it's very important for you to focus on what you can control and to not seek their attention and their validation constantly. If you're measuring your level of well-being and happiness based on the attention that they're giving you, you are encouraging them to string you along. So take a step back. Stop trying to communicate with them first. Connect with friends. Make sure that you're actually doing things on a daily basis that bring you a sense of well-being and happiness and that help you feel grounded. And don't react to their provocations. If you think that they're breadcrumbing you or they're doing certain things that you perceive as hurtful or disrespectful, sometimes it is easier and better to ignore the negative behavior than it is to try to call them out on things. Because the more you do that, the more they're going to see that their actions have an impact on you. And subconsciously, they're more likely to continue to repeat or to do those negative behaviors. But if you start to ignore their negative behaviors to show that it actually, you can brush it off, that it doesn't have an impact on you, that it does not trigger you, you will see that after 2 or 3 attempts, they will leave you alone. And on the contrary, when they are being respectful and kind and consistent and authentic, reward their actions by also being warm and friendly, mirroring their behavior, and perhaps engaging more in conversation with them than you otherwise would. Either way, know that it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know that it is better for your ex to show confusion, to show even perhaps anger and resentment, than it is for them to be completely indifferent. We want to be able to stir up positive feelings, but we also want to make sure that your ex still cares. And when they string you along, a lot of times it's because they still care. Now, this is where your personal experience can really come in handy so that others can learn from what you have had to deal with. So if you have had to deal with an ex that has strung you along, please tell us how in the comment section. What type of action did you perceive to be your ex just trying to get into your head? And also tell us how you addressed it. What did you do? And was it positive? Was it successful? Or did it lead to a negative outcome? The more individuals like you share their experiences of this kind, the more all of you will be prepared to deal with such tests from your ex. Also, if you wanted to discover techniques that can help you regain control over your breakup recovery process, I invite you to click on the link below in order to discover our private videos that go much more in depth into our philosophy and how to take positive actions based on where you are right now. Our team is dedicated to providing you the support that you need, and our hope is to become your trusted confidants throughout this process until you reach your goals. We are here to support you. We thank you for your trust. And I look forward to doing another video for you very soon. Until then, keep fighting the good fight and see you very soon.